as I told you in my opening, we came here 32 years ago. I was actually pretty young 32 years ago. So it was a very attractive place to move. You know, it really was. The most outstanding school system in the nation. There were very good jobs available here, and the quality of life in our communities was really second to none. And that's why we decided to come here. And I never thought I'd say we need to go backwards in order to move forward, but I do think that we need to revert and have some of those kinds of things. We need to fund our education system. We need to start with early childhood education, go right through into our tech schools and into our universities, and then into continuing workforce training. But we also have to be a really innovative business destination. You know, there was a time, pretty long back, when we had something called the Kansas Bioscience Authority. The Bioscience Authority was a brilliant idea concocted by the legislature. Before I got there, so I can't take credit. But what it did was take the bioscience industry from off the radar in the state of Kansas and move it to the 5th fastest growing in the country in just a matter of years. It is the reason that we have NBAF, the National Bioagro Defense Facility in Manhattan, which is a multi-billion-dollar project that we were able to steal from New York because we had that bioscience authority and because we had a governor who is out there advocating for Kansas, going to Washington, making sure that things. We need that kind of activism and that kind of innovation in order to make this place an attractive place for our young people to stay and for our young people to move in. And we've got to rebrand Kansas. You know, I think our reputation across the country has suffered so much over these past 8 years. You know, we have, as you all know, become the butt of late night comedy. That has to change. So we really do need a governor and other ambassadors for the state who can take the Kansas message on the road and start selling us again so that people look at us the way we really are, not the way we've been portrayed. So we'll do a lot of things. We will work really to grow our economy, particularly with innovative ideas. Jack is right. It is going to be entrepreneurial jobs. I think Brian McClendon talks about that. And, you know, if we really want to do something to help get our businesses, startups moving quickly, we need to elect Brian McClendon, our Secretary of State. He will make a huge difference in working with these small companies and these startups to get them going and give them the support that they need so that we can really attract those young, talented, creative people.
So there's a couple of things. I've also been saying that the state of Kansas, our perception is that we're headed down or backward. And with millennials, we know that it's not like the 1950s where you would get a job and you'd move to a community. They now move to the community they want to live in and then find a job when they get there. And so if you are not the community that's attracting them or the state that's attracting them, then you are falling behind. And we have to move past where we are right now because right now we're perceived as going backward. I've actually advocated one of the things we could do for economic development is on day one of administration, reinstating the civil protections for LGBT state employees. One, because it's the right thing to do, but two, because it also sends an immediate message to both ourselves and everybody else around the country that we are once again a reasonable, forward-thinking state, and you can be safe and come here and develop roots and build a business here. And so I'm a strong proponent of thinking creatively about how to push forward on the old narrative of Kansas being a great open state. But I also think to the nuts and bolts of keeping young people here in the state of Kansas, where I'm from, central and western Kansas, we've got to play to our strengths in economic development. That's largely an agricultural area, and I still think most of the businesses that develop in those smaller rural communities spin out of those industries, whether it's ag and oil and gas. And so it's a lot about investing in higher education because those young people take the ideas that they learn at our higher education institutions, spin out businesses from that, and usually build them in the communities where they're from. But Southeast Kansas is a little different, and we need a governor that understands that. You know, I look at Fredonia. Fredonia was, it's a cement plant town. And you look at a lot of these communities around here, whether it's Humboldt or Chanute or the mining industry further to the south and east, they're largely driven by extractive economies, mining, or big industry. And so it's not simply about investments in higher education on agricultural spin-offs. We have to be more creative when we're down here. And when I look at Chanute, struggling to attract businesses because it could not find a provider for broadband, that they went out and just designed it themselves as a community. These are the sorts of things that a state needs to work as a partner with those communities so that we have a fighting chance, whether it's Chanute or Parsons with the old ammunition base, working with them so that they have the tools so they can actually get out and compete for new businesses that want to come to that area, because agriculture is important down here, but these communities historically were driven largely by one or two industries, and that's a different beast than central and western Kansas, and you need a governor that understands that.